Hello world, from whichever time zone you're catching me from, my name is MD90. Welcome to my YouTube channel. If you're not subscribed to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button, turn on the bell notification to all so that you do not miss the uploads that come up. And the easiest way for you to navigate the channel is to head to the playlist. You'll find videos curated for you based on your interest. So if you're interested in the Tukuta podcast, you'll find a playlist for that. For news and trends, there's a playlist for that. Exclusive with MD90, a bunch of playlists that are created based on your interest. So the easiest way to navigate the channel is head straight to the playlist and you'll find what you're here for. Consider becoming a member of the channel. Right next to the subscribe button is a join button. You click on the join button so that you can become a member of the channel. You support the team on the production and a number of things that we're doing here, and we appreciate that. Merry Christmas, ladies and gentlemen. Merry Christmas. So the UPND is currently celebrating 25 years of its existence, and it's been putting up some of the pictures of its history. So this is a picture of its founding president, Anderson Mazoga, who was president from 1998 to 2006. So the caption reads, celebrating 25 resilient years of patriotism towards growth and democracy. The growth of democracy in Zambia. So that's 25 years of the UPND right now, which they're celebrating. And then President Hakainde, Chishimba president from 2006 until now, with the same caption. But in other news, Chellah Tukuta seems to be trending. So he's been doing a number of live video streams on his platform on Facebook, and which have been going viral. So since the president held his press conference, end of year press conference, the only person that has been doing rebuttals, like responding in a negative way publicly, and it's going viral to the president's address, is Chellah Tukuta. So most people have tried to respond to the president's press brief, but their responses have never gone viral as much as Chellah Tukuta's responses. So Thompson Kunda, who was the contender on the UPN ticket in Mkoshi Central, writes, Chellah Tukuta, my friend and my brother should not have addressed and mocked the president directly. I am one of those UPND members who complained many times about the New Dawn government and the UPND party. But in my complaint, I never addressed the president, President Hakainde Hichilema, directly. What I used to complain was the government and the party. And if only 10% of what Chellah Tukuta benefited from the appointments he received from President Hakainde Hichilema was going to come to me, I think I wouldn't have opened my mouth to attack the New Dawn government and the party at once. This I know, and I was not going to be complaining. However, for a person whose luck and favor some of us admired, which my brother Chellah Tukuta received from the president, Chellah could not have attacked the president and mocked the president directly the way that he did yesterday. Attacking the president directly after receiving such favors from him was not a good thing, and it was not a good thing by my brother. There is only one area where I am ready to look a fool in the eyes of the people at all times. It is apologizing and asking for forgiveness. This I do to any person or people that I feel I injured. And when I'm apologizing, I do not look at what people will call me, and I do it out of principle. Blessed are the peacemakers, and they shall be called sons of God. That makes me apologize. I'm one of those who have read about how the system of God's mercy works. You can ask for forgiveness as many times as you would feel you are sorry for the wrongs or things that you have done for God's mercy. So God extends it to a man. A wrongdoer can be forgiven. Therefore, Chellah will need to appreciate President Hakainde Hichilema for all the president did for him and not attacking him. I repeat, if only 10% of of what Tukuta received from President Hakainde Hichilema could have come to me, I do not think I would have opened my mouth, or I can open my mouth. It is not too late, for the mercy is ever present to us as long as the Holy Spirit is still on earth. Chellah can humbly apologize to President Hakainde Hichilema. I'm one of the recipients of President Hakainde Hichilema's mercy and forgiveness. Therefore, I advise my brother Chellah Tukuta to ask for forgiveness. He captions himself a beneficiary of President Hakainde Hichilema's forgiveness and mercy. So it seems like he's also appealing for an appointment there. He keeps on writing about 10% of what Chellah Tukuta had received from the president. Obviously, people respond to that. His caption, even you, sir, started benefiting. That's why you stopped talking, telling the government the truth. So people respond to that post. Honorable, did you engage him directly? People asking to say, did you talk to Chellah Tukuta directly? And then someone else puts it up to say, I think he had a point in what he said, and then they captioned the video that Chellah Tukuta was addressing the president in. Another person says, Christabel says, wise words, honorable. Pretty much people respond to Thompson Kunda's post. Chellah Tukuta went further to say the best way to be grateful is to be honest and frank. Otherwise, beating about the bush with the truth and reality is hypocrisy. So he simply doubles down to say what he said was true, whether people like it or not. It's the fact in Chellah Tukuta's eyes. And then Will's really response to that says, the goodness with such people is that they are only good at destroying themselves on behalf of their enemies, because their attention disorder and the lack of self-control. Very soon you will say something that will put him in the wrong side of the law. So pretty much people wanting Chellah Tukuta. And then say hypocrisy, speaking out loud after being fired, and it's called frustrated. So people are saying this is foolishness to think people voted the UPND because of your influence. So yeah, different opinions on that. What is the UPND was officially launched on the 24th December 1998 at the Mungush Conference Center, which marks 25 years of its existence today. And pretty much people celebrate it, and the ongoing. The president is currently at UTH giving out hampers to the birthday, Christmas babies, and so Simon did a live stream a couple of minutes ago addressing Chellah Tukuta, saying he's just a frustrated individual, and the predicament that he's in is self-inflicted. He was recalled because he became a nuisance and he was not acting diplomatic. And Chellah Tukuta decided to respond. About 17 minutes ago, he was doing a live. So he addressed Simon Mwalen, whose real name is Mr. Shitambala Mwewa. Says if he's looking for a job, that's Mr. Mwewa. There's a way to go about it, not trying to attack Chellah Tukuta. So simply saying he will not stop talking. And then he also, in this live stream, he also says he was not fired by the president. He actually insisted that he wanted to get in the private sector, and the president was simply compelled. In short, he's trying to say he instructed the president to recall him. Otherwise, he was going to resign. That's his side of the story. He says he was not fired. He asked to be recalled, which makes no sense, because if he wanted to resign, he would simply have resigned, and that would have worked out. So how do you ask someone else to fire you? Anyway, that's his side of the story. My own opinion, I think Chellah Tukuta miscalculated his moves, because he was thinking he would probably, he has built an audience where his photography will earn him as much money. Yes, he might have been earning money prior to those appointments. But the fact that he was very antagonistic with the people on ground, by the time we came back, there are very few people that want to engage him for those services, because the options are many, and people that are even better skilled than him. So the business side is not actually going on as he planned, hence this frustration. He wants to be perceived as he calls himself, on the side of the people. And his game plan is probably to get arrested, and he thinks he's going to cause a revolt where people are going to protest for him and stuff. I highly doubt that. So he better rethink his strategy. No one is going to protest to have him released and stuff. He does not have that influence. Anyway, it's his life to play around with. Let's see how that plays out. And then people on that same live stream where I was addressing the president, which is the second live stream, because the previous one he deleted it after it went viral. People chopped it up. He deleted it. So people thought he was instructed by the UPND to delete it. But then again, which just brings to question, because he has done a double down to that live stream about 17 minutes ago. This stream that he did, and we wait and see how it plays out. And people just respond. But I remember that you had no house. So people say, even in as much as it's bragging to say you used to make money prior to being appointed in those positions as presidential photographer and also as an ambassador, no, not an ambassador, as a diplomat in Brazil. He did not make as much money to even own a house. Now that he has built a house out of those appointments, he's trying to act as a big shot. And then someone, Joseph, says, be quiet. I mean, being quiet is better than saying sorry. So pretty much warning him to say, very soon things will go haywire and you'll be held accountable for your speech. And then some Morgan says, you are ungrateful. How I wish I was given that opportunity. So you can tell the responses. People are simply saying, I mean, it's simply ungrateful. And him trying to act. And then the point that Simon brought out was that Chellah Tukuta is all over the place with the points that he's trying to put across. He said it's the UPND where he was addressing the president to say the president should stop giving people lectures and become humble. But then again, within the same live stream, he says he was non-partisan, which simply means he's not a UPND member. So he contradicts himself. I hope he's okay in the head anyway. But yeah, eventually, as someone in the comment section has wanted to say, he's going to say something that will land him in problems. Yes, at the moment, the law that says when you say something against the president, you can be arrested for that, has been repealed by President Hakainde last I checked. So maybe he has to do something. Maybe that contradicts, because the way he's speaking is going to end up divulging information. Because when you're appointed in these positions, you sign a confidentiality agreement where you cannot disclose certain things. So the more he tries to prove a point, he's going to disclose information that he's not supposed to disclose, and that's what they're going to arrest him for. That's what I assume, but not him insulting the president or going at the president. That one is likely not to happen. And then people are giving examples of Mvita now, because if you remember, Mvita now was one of those active people that was very instrumental in putting the UPND in government in terms of being a foot soldier and all that. But he was publicly sidelined, you can say. He was not given an appointment in the new government. At some point, when they just started out, he also started complaining to say he does not understand why he was left out in the appointments, because you expected to be appointed just like any other person. So for a while, I think in the 2020, 2022, most of the first quarter, he was complaining to say, I do not understand why I was not appointed. But eventually he just became quiet and went back in the private sector, doing his motivational speeches and also running his businesses. And he just went quiet, pretty much just doing his own thing. And a recent photo that was taken on 5th November 2023, he put it up to say, you can see the gesture that he has between the president and him. People respond to say, this is a great picture. That's Teddy responding to Mvita Nawa's picture to say, this is a great picture. Always moves me, sir. And then Mvita Nawa says, as it does my emotions too, referring to that particular picture. And Frederick says, and this is the day, and this day you are the only one that the president greeted in a special way. Of all the people that received him at the airport, this means one thing: you have a special place in his heart. So you can see, in as much as Mvita was frustrated with the lack of appointments, he still maintained a good relationship with the president, where they can even have such a greeting in public. And people are simply giving him credit to say him keeping quiet puts him in high regard with the people, where he can still interact with the president no matter how he feels. And then Teddy also goes further to say, a good successful life is when some people talk good about you in your absence and are praying for your success. Read through the message below and see how many people love and talk good about you, simply because you know what you did for them through the party and the government in place. We pray for you every time and think about you, sir. So simply saying, and he says, I'm truly humbled. So people do not disregard his contribution towards the UPND forming government. And they say the fact that he was sidelined and he still maintains a good relationship with the president, people saying he's the standard in terms of this is the path that Chellah Tukuta should have taken. But alas, Chellah Tukuta is not Mvita Nawa. So we'll wait and see how his story plays out. What is the Fred member keeps giving his opinions with regard to the vote that is happening in the Democratic Republic of Congo. Congo voted this is like 5 days ago, and ideally, according to the constitution, by now the presidential results should have been announced. And from the news that is spreading around at the moment, it looks like Moise Katumbi has won that election by a landslide, because the percentage is going something like 60% of the election, 63% actually. And the incumbent has lost. But Felix Tshisekedi does not seem to be willing to relinquish his power and let it go. Hence, they're dragging it. So Fred Meme is simply wanting to say, I mean, SADC should get involved at this stage, not allow Felix Tshisekedi circumvent the will of the Congolese people. The people have already made their choice of Moise Katumbi. And so pretty much says, it's known Moise Katumbi has won those elections. So him just dragging this story around is just going to cause, Congo is very war-stricken most of the time. Yes, they've been fighting more between the border of Rwanda and Congo there, and Uganda thereabout. But at national level, for the past 5 years, I think, let me just say, for the past 10 years, the country has been at relative peace, aside from those regions where they do fight those wars. So him staying in power when publicly it looks like he has lost, Felix Tshisekedi that is just going to cause another national war this time around. So people are simply appealing to say, let him just let it go. He's lost the election. It's not one of those elections where you can even cook. The margin is just too big. You can imagine if your opponent gets 63% of the election, what are you left with? So so that's the advice Fred Membe is giving to Tshisekedi and SADC to say, I mean, they should get involved. Let them not just sit around and wait and see how it plays out, because Congo is one of those regions that leaves a sad reading, because everyone knows it's the richest natural resource rich nation in the world. There's no country that even comes close to the Democratic Republic of Congo in terms of natural resources. Not even Zambia. Zambia is quite rich in terms of natural resources, but we are not even close to the Democratic Republic of Congo, and the public knows that. So that's why you find that there are conflict in various regions. So Fred maybe just advised that SADC should not let Congo go back into a national war again. Because if you remember, even during our elections in 2021, Zambia that is, Fred was the first person to actually say Edgar Lungu had lost those elections, and he put up statistics. This is at the time when the Electoral Commission of Zambia was warning people from publishing results, but he took the risk of endorsing Hakainde to say Edgar Lungu should, because I think for about 2 days or so, Edgar Lungu was in denial and was saying the election were rigged by the opposition and stuff like that. Fred Member was the first person to publish the results and say the president, Hakainde has won these elections and this CEO had lost. So he stands on solid ground usually. That's why, if you remember, even the time he ran his Post newspaper, it was very popular because, yes, he's got strong opinions which people don't like usually, but usually he stands on solid grounds when he puts up information. It's very rare that he puts up scandalous information without the backing. So for him to publish this, and he says in this particular article that he puts out to say he's got people, contacts in the Democratic Republic of Congo, who have given him the information, which is verifiable to say Tshisekedi has lost, and Moise Katumbi is the current president of Congo based on the recent vote. But the incumbent is not willing to relinquish those powers. So far, so good. That's the news, ladies and gentlemen.